All right, guys. Welcome to the first All Day Insider AMA live here on YouTube. We're going to be taking questions from the audience, hanging out with you guys, talking about NFL all day a little bit. We have a couple questions we got from some viewers before we started. So we'll start with those. And then if you're in the chat, feel free to chime in and we'll try to get to you if time permits. But yeah, let's welcome everybody in. We got Phoenix, as always, Blaze, and Stingray.
How's it going?
We'll be hanging out with you guys today. How we doing today, guys? Doing all right?
Yeah,
Excellent.
good.
All weather is here, though.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's a little chilly.
Raining, wet out there.
For sure.
Nice.
So yeah, just every Wednesday we'll be doing a 45-minute segment, AMA, just to go over, general questions anyone has, see if we can help out a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and start it off today. So first question I'll have to ask is, we got this one a couple days ago, was Phoenix. This one's for you. You bought 75 Tuas, right, to start the NFL all day collection off. Why? Why did you think that was a good plan? I heard it ended up being a good plan.
Yeah.
But why at the time did you go with Tua?
It ended up working out. Actually, I'm a Dolphin fan, and I was on the fence with Tua this year. Figured this was a make or break year, so it gave me some incentive to really root for Tua first and foremost. And also, I figured with all
Do
the
you
weapons
like
we had,
Tua though?
Yeah, yeah. Do you like him as a
Do-
football
I-
player?
Are you a Tua
do-
fan?
I've warmed up to Tua now,
Okay.
but like I've said all along, though, I've taken that Top Shot challenge mindset into here, and just I have such a broad collection covering all the commons and rares too. I just I figured with the challenges he was going to hit early, and I could cash in on him, and well, I got lucky with that one.
Yes, you did.
Basically.
Didn't you do the same thing with Drew Lock?
Well, that was pure luck. I bought 65 of him, figuring that he was going to win the quarterback job, and the same thing. He had some weapons with Lockett and Penny and Metcalf and everything. Figured he would be in a challenge, but I got lucky because they did that one challenge where with the traded players, I was able to unload him for a pretty good profit. So that
time
was
out though.
100% luck. No skill involved in that one
When's the
whatsoever.
When's the Geno load up coming then for Phoenix?
No.
Are we gonna get 75 Genos coming out here?
Well, remember, I'm also from the Northeast, so I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm not that far from the Meadowlands. So
That's true.
After seeing Geno back then, no.
What's your strategy for listing those? Like, do you pump them all out at once, or do you slowly just throw one up every 5 minutes, sort of thing?
Yeah, well, actually, with the two, I actually started ahead of time when I started a couple days earlier, and I bought for about $14 on average, and when he got up to about 30, I started to kind of unload a couple of them, like five at a clip, like the 9,000 serial numbers, and then once he hit and he spiked up, I just kept on just pumping them out there. I ended up selling, I think, 10 of them for between $60 and $69, and most of them between $36 and $59. I think the average that Sunday I sold 35 for $48.70 a piece from the $14 on average I spent. But overall, I think I spent 14, averaged 36 and change for all the Tuas across the board on about
Was that like an all day ordeal though? I mean, were you grinding?
I just had a bunch of tabs opened up and was hoping that I got the timing down with that 30-second window for each of those things, so they kick Dapper didn't kick each of them out, and
right,
and they have that little dismiss notice on your screen that it didn't work. Okay. But it was just kind of sat there for both the locks and the Tuas for a good half an hour, 40 minutes, just kind of list, and with one, I would use my computer. I would do it on my phone and use my computer to look and see kind of what the current price was.
And this is kind of like an extreme case, right? I mean, does anyone personally suggest going this route? It worked out for you, and that's so awesome. But I myself didn't ever go that route, I wouldn't even know who to start with to start stacking like that. I mean,
I had
my
40
first
I had
instinct,
40 David Njoku's.
really,
Yes, when he hit.
really.
That was
So
my one I went with. I solely almost based off the same reason. I watched him play at Miami when he played at the Hurricanes, and I loved the dude. And I saw his moments for like one of the cheapest on the market, and I was like, kid can play ball. Why not, stack a ton of moments if he's, a tenth of the price of the people with the same skill but have just proven themselves? Like he
Right.
will at some point.
that's
And-
amazing.
And he did. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And that was what, 2 weeks ago
yeah, 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
in the challenge. Yeah.
is when he hit the
And
playbook.
I think I was buying her for like $4 and $5 a pop back in the day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, let's that's something. Stacking a bunch of moments and hoping they hit. So next question we have, this one is one of my favorite questions, I think, is do you guys prioritize looking at moments post challenge for floors with large gaps? So the example we found was the Chicago locked in moment. I think there was one listed at 80, 85, and then one at 90-ish, one at 105, and then it jumped to like 140 after that, something similar. What do you guys think about that? I think Blaze was going to answer. He was the one that was looking it up and like checking on it. But what did you see? Like, do you look at gaps like that, and do you try to pick off those like smaller ones, or do you think people will just list right behind them? I guess.
You kind of got to watch them and see what the ebb and flow is of the moment. I find the kind of one that I was looking at today was the Chicago one. I bought it yesterday for 85. Just kind of noticed the big gap, but after 89, it jumped up to 135. And you totally expect to see the undercutters come in because everyone's kind of buying for profit, right? Like everyone wants to take those gains when they can. But the important thing is that moment hopefully keeps rising after that and doesn't drop back down to the 85 level. But that's all part of the game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. By the way, you have evolved apparently. So
I see that.
but so yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And I've noticed the same, and I've been weary because I did that with Jefferson after one challenge. I know he's like a highly sought after moment, but I saw his debut. There was one guy listed, and it was sitting there for like an oddly long time, about $10 under floor. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna scoop that. But then as soon as someone saw the recent sales, it seemed the floor just pushed to that and then even lower. So it's just a hard game to play, I would say, like with trying to hope the gap stays there after your purchase, I guess, is like the tough one.
It's definitely different than how it was in the summer also.
Yeah.
In what way?
Seems like the market's pushing down, right? Whether that's
Right.
people taking gains to leave or run into their own financial issues at home.
Right. And like Courtside said, here's the perfect thing. If they have an island game or a possible challenge hitter coming up, of course you're going to grab that undercut. But if they have no reason to go up, there's no reason they'll go up. So
I think
completely.
the question, like to go back to the question though, if you're looking post challenge though, doesn't that mean that their undercutting has already taken place and should
That's
be subsiding?
Kind of what I gamble on there. Like
Okay.
with the Chicago one, like, it's probably going to come down to 100 or so, but then it's going
Right.
to sit there until hopefully it becomes relevant again in some way, shape, or form. Because
Right.
I could be wrong, but I don't think they have a common yet. So
No.
it's also why I think it's a
It's good
spec
spec
at that price.
Yeah.
for sure.
for sure.
So another good question we got. Are you excited to see any, or I guess what players are you excited to see get their first moment in Series 2? I have mine. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Jameson Williams from Detroit when he comes back from injury. I think that guy is going to be electric. He's going to be the home run hitter, so I could see him definitely being, a sick moment. First of all, he was one of my favorite players at Alabama. Watching him, I just think he'll be very challenge happy too with receiving yards, anything, just with how explosive he is. He reminds me of Tyreek Hill with size. So he just can go over the top at any moment and have 150 receiving yards before you know it. So I'm definitely going to pick up a lot of that dude. Who else? You guys have anyone in mind?
Dobbins from Baltimore.
See,
Now that
and
he's
that's
healthy,
another one too that I think could go like crazy in certain challenges. That's definitely a possible one.
or Williams with Detroit.
Mhm.
I'm
I-
just interested to see how they handle Deshaun Watson coming back.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't want to say I'm looking forward to his moment, but I am looking forward to seeing how that whole situation plays out. Is that someone that just doesn't get touched, and we know that the Cleveland QBs will never be involved in a challenge, or do they bite the bullet and just
I think for me,
what if he has an all-star game though? What if he comes out in his
well-
first game, he goes 6 TDs, and then you have to do it? I mean, right? You have to make that moment.
and that was my thing about him too. I've been thinking about that one specifically. Is I think all day will go in the direction of like he served his suspension.
Yes,
He's not in trouble anymore. You know, that
Right.
kind of like
they'll follow the NFL narrative.
exactly like he served his suspension, he did his time. Now he's free to do everything, and I see that moment when it comes out to be a very volatile one in the marketplace and very high priced at start, and then it could be one of the higher priced QBs, I believe, for a while because he's. I mean, I hate to say it, Deshaun Watson's nuts at football. Like he's very good, so it's going to be really hard to keep that one
he's
down.
good at the game of football that we like so much, or
Yeah, he's pretty good at that game. Yes.
okay, just checking.
All right, let's see what else we got here. We got a
About
few
Pick-
more.
about Pickett,
So
and-
one really quickly, yeah. So Kenny Pickett, I was gonna say that's really the only person that I want to see that does not have a moment who needs a moment.
$8 burn moment.
Oh,
God.
ouch.
Kenny
Ouch.
Pickett.
That's crazy.
Hands are
And then
so
also
little.
the only other thing that I want to see is traded players on their new teams moment. So I want a Tyreek Hill to a connection. And I mean, if it ever happens, which at this point it's looking like it's not going to, maybe a Devonta and or Devontae Adams and Carr. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that'd be
that's
cool.
gonna be that's a legit $8 moment right there. So
I'm trying to think of other big rookies that haven't had their moments. I mean, all the like top big name rookies it seemed came out in the last drop. I mean, with Hutchinson, Javon Walker, Drake London, all the big time ones.
Right.
But it's going to be the rookies that no one remembered that get cool moments, and I don't know how well they're going to do or if they're going to do well in the marketplace. So
and Pickens got one already, I believe. Right?
no, but there's no way he doesn't get one with the best catch ever seen on television.
Right. So it has to be a legendary
Almost
rookie
has to
mint.
be. Yes,
It has to be.
and it will be insanely priced for a while. I have a feeling.
Yes. It'll probably start around 10.
Yeah, something
That's my
like that.
guess.
He's
My guess.
crazy. Yeah, he's a good. And now apparently Pickett looks at him a lot, so I would
Yeah.
be very, very careful of if he does get like a common, not grabbing a few of those. I would
Mhm.
probably do that
For challenge spec, at least.
for sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over a couple more of the questions we've already received. If you guys want to put any in the comments, though, feel free. We'll pull some up, ask some, just anything you have on your mind, let us know. We'll try to help you out. Let's see what else we got here. So the new playbook is pretty cool. You can now get the 1-star pack without having to burn the 5 moments. It's at 30 yards and it does not require premium. Do we like that or no? So I do personally. I think it's cool getting a free moment just for doing a couple silly things, but I don't know if it'll help or hurt the market or hurt the space. Is there anything you guys could see from that like being negative, or is it just like a cool little thing?
I think it's
Not everyone.
pretty
all at
great
once.
to rope people in that maybe don't have the larger collections, right? Like, or don't have that extra $45 to burn every single week on
Right.
moments that they're never going to see again. You get that, maybe you hit that number 1 in one of those packs or whatever and get lucky and start off a really great collection from it. And then, or you feel that you can go a bit further on burning. But I think the great part about that is being able to get to this, 60 and 80 yards and getting the rares.
Yeah, that was sort of the follow-up question on that too. So just, I'll let you guys answer this one as well. Is you had to get to 100 in my eyes for it to be really worth burning your moments up until this week. Like if you didn't hit 100 yards the $40-$50 burn was a large chunk of what you got. But now you can go to 60. I mean, 60 at the minimum, 80 at like the max, and be fine burning those moments. So I think that's like a huge boost as well. And I think Sting was talking about that. I'll let him elaborate a little bit, but he was, talking about like the break point of where you should be and where you should burn. But now that it's only at 80, I think that's a huge boost to people's confidence being able to miss a couple challenge instead of just one.
Is that a guaranteed rare at 60 or 80? Do we know?
Neither. So
Neither.
the guaranteed rare is only at 100 still. But it's the high chance rare at 80, the low chance rare at 60.
Now, what was the math? For the full 5 burn, you would get 8 back at the 60.
8 moments.
Yes, and then at 80 yards you get 11.
Okay.
Because now they made it where the 5-star pack is only the rare or legendary moment.
So
it
then
doesn't have the surrounding cards.
It seems with the math that if you burn 5, then getting 8 back would be a no-brainer. That at 60,
Right.
At 60 would burn those 5.
I mean, in my eyes, even burning them. Oh yeah, at 8. Right, absolutely. Yeah, because you can't. You're burning the worst of the
$20
worst,
moments.
right?
You're probably burning $5, $7, and $8 moments.
And that's going to be
you're going to get back in the pack. So basically, no matter what, it's like a +3. But that also brings stability because hopefully people stay and hold because that'll help people build their collections. Because if you're gaining at least three new moments a week, it gives you more room to play too. So by the end of the season, even from now until the playoffs, that's 45 or 50 moments you can accumulate while playing the game. So, 50 moments that's a pretty good base to have in just, positive gains from playing the game.
It is. And so the only thing that I would say is that are you going to be burning? So I'm imagining a new user and they first get into Playbook and it costs them however much, we heard upwards to $800 last time. Even if you spent $200 to get into the first Playbook and then you get your rewards, are you going to be burning those moments? And that brings up, another question of do you burn season 2 or season 1? I think that was one of the comments that we got on the last video, correct, guys? Is that or at least myself, I said that I would want to or would rather burn season 2 moments over season 1 moments because why wouldn't you? But at the same time, if you're a new user and you're coming in and you only have like 40, 50, 60 moments and you're getting a whole bunch of these commons through Playbook, then I would still then burn the season 2 moments because you're not going to go and buy season 1 moments at a higher premium. Or maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I could be wrong, but
yeah. I think what he was just saying is there was such a bulk. Real quick on this comment. Yes, they took the commons out of the 5-star pack. So now all the commons, your 11 moments, you can gain at 80 yards, right? So 80 yards, 11 moments, 2 chances at a rare. The 5-star pack now only contains the single guaranteed rare or legendary. So basically, once you hit that 80, it's huge. So once you hit that 80-yard gap or 80-yard milestone, you can safely burn there and make at least double, very least double.
Exactly. And in a way, though, are they kind of taking away some value, though? I mean, how many were coming in the 5-star pack? How many commons were you getting?
It was 2, right? It was 3.
You're still getting the same number of moments. They're just spreading them out. They're just spreading them out into the basically in the first 5 packs, you get 11 moments.
Okay.
Yes.
And they're spreading it out so everybody gets them at every level too.
Okay.
It's almost like kind of tiering it, so that the beginners, all the newbies can start building their collections too, which I'm hoping that collections are being built going forward, and it keeps them in play. So you're playing the game, you're building your collections, and it's the rest of us can play for that 5-star pack too, which is that rare legendary that we're always going after.
Yeah.
And then it says they took away the chance of getting 3 rares. No, so you still get the 1-star pack is going to be without having to unlock premium. Then you get 2 2-star packs, right, in the Playbook, and then at 60 yards, your 3-star pack can contain a rare. your 4-star pack has a higher chance of containing a rare, and then the 5-star pack at the end has the guaranteed plus a legendary. So it's the same, all the same. It's just spread out a lot thinner and is a better entry point for people who can't complete every challenge.
Right.
This is a great question, by the way, from Genesis. Is curious on your thoughts of good proven players that have yet to hit or have a good game. Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, prices are really down. Yeah, we all know because I have a Justin Jefferson, multiple Taylors, all the fun stuff. In my opinion here, you guys can chime in because I know that Phoenix has 7,000 Jonathan Taylors over there.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, he did.
Samesies.
I sold not with the Jeffersons either.
They are going, in my opinion, to spike harder than any other moment when they finally do hit in a challenge. They're going to be just what I would call volatile on the market. Anything like the Jefferson debut, I think it spikes to a crazy amount when he hits a challenge. That is where he is the quote unquote bottleneck, right? So if I know it's a common moment and isn't truly a bottleneck, but if he's the one that you need to complete the challenge and most people have every other piece, I think the price is going to be bonkers, like 130 ish, I would guess. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that one.
So just personally, I started offloading my Jonathan Taylors specifically. I mean, I only had like 10, but now I have like 5, and I'll probably offload the rest of them too, especially since he's hurt. I just don't like liquidity wrapped up in duplicate moments, but that's the way that I kind of play the game. I know that a lot of people do stack, but I just found that if I diversify it into like set building, then I'm going to see more of a financial reward and a collector reward as well. So instead of stacking and hoping that someone hits that, like, and I maybe make $20, $30, $40 off of the one moment sale, then I would rather put that money directly into a set and hold that set.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I'm doing the same thing because I'm getting rid of a lot of those duplicates, except for the players I really, really love. And I think I'm aiming to get the other 20 to 25 moments I need to complete having all of at least one of all the common players that are active right now and all the rares.
Yeah, for sure.
I think with a guy like Jefferson, you got to look at how many are in the hands of one individual. And in that case, and I'm sorry if there's one person that has 218. So
you want to talk numbers?
Well,
you want to go in.
I think that floor will be pushed down heavily if Jefferson ever does hit on a challenge there. That individual is going to be dumping a significant portion of that. Versus Taylor, I think he had 77 owned by one person, which is still a significant number. But when you're talking about
44 now,
can we just take a second, just because Blaze brought it up, and it just with the numbers side, but the individual account with 500 Trevor Lawrences just blows my mind. The 500 Trevor Lawrence,
it just is Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, his account,
right?
His account is Trevor Lawrence. I mean, 500. I mean, do the math. I don't even want to do the math because it blows my mind. It's scary. I mean, it really is scary. There's no reason to own that moment. I'm looking at. I really want to complete launch codes. I want AJ Brown, but do I know that an individual holds 25 of them? Yeah. So I'm going to wait. So why is there any incentive to complete the common set for, say, newbies? And this is another point, is newbies coming in. This is a really good way to drive them right out of the platform. If you buy a moment and for whatever reason, someone starts, just offloading them, you're going to buy a moment that you thought was like so cool and see its value cut in half, and you're going to want to like sell it immediately. So it just like a snowball effect.
That Trevor Lawrence account only owns Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. I'm the
Yes.
owner of the account is Trevor Lawrence. That's my whole point, right? Like he
Okay,
just
I
caught
see where you're
his
going. I
own
missed that. That
moment,
went way over my head, bro.
right?
That went way over my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's no telling. I mean, maybe
No,
that guy really like Trevor Lawrence.
I
Oh, it's
spoke
probably
to him. I
Dabo.
spoke-
It's probably
no,
Dabo
no, I
Sweeney.
spoke to him. He said that he grew up as a Jacksonville fan and he watched Trevor play in college and he just really likes Trevor. And I said,
Okay.
you really like Trevor? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if that moment ever hit even $100, like how much are you gonna have to undercut 500 moments? I mean, what are you gonna do?
I mean, could be looking long term though, and like 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, that thing could be a great hold. I mean, say it's worth $500 down the road.
But how are you gonna sell $500 moments?
Yeah, he'd
That's
have to
the
sell
thing.
it, and then
At that point, it wouldn't matter.
over and over.
I mean, you buy it for what? An average of
Yeah.
what? 30 something dollars?
Yeah. And at
I
that
mean-
point too, you could think of it like this. Top Shot has locking. I'm sure it's coming to all day. You can craft with them. There's a whole lot of things that you could do with them. I'm just saying that for right now,
Watch the stack
I
payoff.
was
They just for every
blown.
10 Trevor Lawrences, you just get $1,000 of Dapper
Yeah,
balance. Right?
yeah,
Like,
like,
no
I mean,
question.
Dapper credits.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
Stacking.
let's see what else we got here. Again, you guys post some comments if you have any questions. We'd love to answer your questions. We have a few more stacked up
I
from
have a
before the
question.
show.
Why haven't I not gotten my pack yet? Everyone's
Well,
pulling.
I
I
their
just
pack.
got mine. I got a number 93
Oh.
Chubb.
Nice.
Hey, that's a good one. I got
Nice.
another Justin Fields. So
What'd
you
you get,
know,
please?
I got what's his face, Aguilar.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
I still don't have mine.
So let's see. How do you feel about Mahomes, the face of all days, rare moment tanking by 60%, and what effect does it have on other debut rare moments?
By two.
So even though he's the face of AD, I don't really think that matters that much. So like I know he's, quote unquote the best quarterback, all that stuff. So I think it's just the same thing we're seeing throughout the entire marketplace. He's not having that insane bonkers year that he's used to having. He's on a team that not many people like. I mean, it still has the same effect on every other player. I don't think him being the face of AD matters with his moment. I mean, yeah, it's great marketing for the platform itself, but it's not going to make people go buy the Mahomes moment, particularly just because they're on the platform. I don't think.
So I have. Sorry.
No, it's all you.
The only thing that I can think of with that moment is that there will 100%. I shouldn't say that. There will more than likely be a second Mahomes legendary moment coming out with his little flip pass into the end zone where they just destroyed whoever they were playing. The Bucks, right?
Yeah. Just Tom Brady, that guy.
Yeah,
whatever.
just Tom Brady. But that moment has been talked about. It's been tweeted about, not by all day people, but by the NFL saying, hey, when's this going to be a moment? So when you look at season 2 already having a Mahomes legendary, what's been going on in the last couple weeks, even probably like the last week? So everyone's offloading their season 1 Mahomes moments. Well, it's kind of having an opposite effect of what Top Shot did. So Top Shot came out and if you had a season 2 LeBron, then the season 2 LeBron was worth less than the season 1 LeBron. Well, because they kept the mint counts the same, which good on Dapper. I mean, that's a great thing that they did, because they kept the mint counts the same. And because everyone is expecting this either legendary or 100% rare moment coming out for Mahomes, they're more than likely just offloading those in an expectation of another Mahomes coming out and then them naturally going down in price.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, and another great point to that is if debuts had been valued as much as we thought they would be, if debuts
100%.
were, you need this guy's debut moment, which they sort of did with the last challenge, but it was so out of price range to a lot of people, it didn't matter. But if they did it on a smaller scale, with like, more needing more debut moments, I think the debut value would stick a little bit harder. But it's just not right now. There's no reason to own it when you can go grab Debo's regular moment for $19 right now.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it serves the same purpose, right?
Mhm.
So that's just the problem with that, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start to see it rise shortly.
What's that?
Just
The Mahomes.
the Mahomes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just kind of looking at it.
Well, once it
I mean,
gets
it's outside of
down-
my price range, but looking at who's been selling, a significant number of the last sales have all
Are
been
they
from one
almost out?
account. They have
Are
they
4
almost out?
left. Yeah, they
Oh.
have 4 left.
Then yeah,
And
it'll
that-
stop.
Yeah, like they're gonna stop pushing down the floor. Other people who maybe don't invest the amount of time into seeing and knowing what's happening in the community are gonna be less likely to panic because they're not seeing that moment crash.
Right.
And then
Until the other account needs to liquidate. Do you think that it's worth picking up a second
I mean,
At
It-
this
at
price,
these
yeah.
prices? At these
Yeah.
prices,
I think it's a
mean,
great buy. I wish I had
Yeah.
$1,100.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes back to is everyone's so worried right now with short term, right? So Top Shot has what? How many seasons? Someone who knows?
I want to say they're on.
They're starting 4. They're starting 4 in a couple weeks.
Okay, so yeah, everyone did the same thing at Top Shot. Season 1 debut was the holy grail of everyone, and then they got a few, and then the season 1s went down, and then people bought the 2s. But now that it's 4, people are wishing they had those original 1s again.
Yes,
so it'll be the
100%.
same exact thing at all day, right? So you'll have that Mahomes debut that you dump because you can make a bunch of quick money. You'll buy as season 2. By the time it gets to season 5 or 6, that debut will be impossible to get a hold of, and that's what it's going to be again. Is like everyone's worried so much about the short term. I think in the long term, those debuts are going to be crazy. That Trevor Lawrence guy's got something going on over there, I think.
Well, I got a question. Are going forward. I mean, my philosophy and my mentality says one thing. I don't know if this is going to be the actual game plan for all day, but if I have that original debut of that player, and especially if I'm picking up like Chubb and Barkley and everything, like rares and stuff of those players, if I have those from season 1 and like the first rare that comes out in season 2 or debut, do I need that season 3, season 4, season 5? I won't even look at that player. Once I got coverage of the player and I have their base, like I want season 1 cover every player.
Unless you love the player, did you say that?
Cover those players. What's that?
I said unless you love that player, unless you're collecting that player, right? I mean, you're gonna overlook You're gonna.
Oh yeah. If it's like my favorite player, I'll pick up every season of them.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely. There's certain players I'll do that with. Like
Mhm.
Pittman is one of those guys. I just like Pittman, and I'll pick up every moment that he has moving forward. But
Right.
for the most part, if I have that Mahomes, I've got launch codes. I've got locked in. I've got Showtime. I've got whatever.
Yeah.
Do I need another one of those players?
No.
Or that cover me through every challenge. If we're in season 7, still doing the playbook, will that one moment from that player, that debut or that original rare, be enough? Do I need any of the new moments?
We don't know, though, right? We don't know
the thing. I'm assuming that I don't, and I will never buy that. 90%
until
of the
you
players,
until
unless
you
they're new
prove it
players,
otherwise.
Rookies, or it's a moment I really love. I'm not going to buy that season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27.
Right.
Right.
I don't need to. I don't
For
think.
sure.
I hope.
Yeah. All right. So again, just one or two more questions here to finish off. Again, if you guys have anything you want to ask, go ahead and chuck it in. Let's
Is anyone
see
else
here.
having trouble buying?
I
Sorry.
haven't tried to buy anything.
Did they
Well-
lock the marketplace at all when they
Did the pack drop?
put the packs out?
I don't know, but I can't buy a second Mahomes.
So maybe it might be locked because those packs are going out.
You're actually trying to buy a second Mahomes now?
Shh.
You said it.
No
it.
words. No words. Just emotions.
I just looked to see how much. I actually just looked to see how much dapper I had to see if I could afford it.
Yeah, it's not working. So don't
And I'm
bother.
about half short.
Yeah, it's not. There's nothing. It's not letting me buy. Okay, moving on.
All right. So we already opened them. Sadly,
I haven't even gotten mine.
I said word for word, Genesis. I said I don't want to see, or I don't want everyone to see the reaction on my face when I pull another Fields, and then I
Yeah.
pulled another Fields just right after that. So yeah. So let's see. We got a
You
couple
did
more
say that.
questions here. So they took away. They did the where in the playbook you got 50 yards for the locked in set last week, and then sets disappeared again. Right. So that was a thing that we were, I think, bummed out about. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think they should bring back. The question was, do they think sets should be kept inside of playbook for, either 50 yards or maybe the full completion or whatever the reward would be? Did we like that, or did we like that they took it away?
I think
I'll
it'll
bring
be
it to Phoenix.
back. I mean,
or-
I think it'll be back for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Hope
was
comes
it?
back.
Did we like it though? I guess was more of the question. Like, did we like the fact that they were doing that, or did you think that was
I think
not the
people
place for it?
that own sets and are hoping for rewards from holding those sets
Yeah.
are going to be thoroughly disappointed
Yeah.
if those are the rewards that they get.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
No, that was upsetting because I was one of the ones who, I'll say it. I've said it in the discourse. I've said it on air last time that it would be nice to get some sort of set rewards. I mean, they dangled that 50 yards out there. Why not keep pay? As long as you hold that set, you get an extra 10 or 15 yards every week moving forward for that rare set. It's not that hard. It's not that much of a boost, but it gives you at least some incentive to hold, a set.
Yeah,
know,
for sure. I saw someone today on a I think it
Ouch.
was a
Damn Rams.
I think I saw someone today on a Twitter post make a really cool point. He said that he would have liked it if they did the playbook exactly how it is, but the requirement to hit that 5-star pack, the guaranteed rare or legendary, was to own a certain set, which would be, I think that'd be a cool wrinkle. I don't know. Make it where you can get all the 5 packs before that with just the regular challenges, and then have to have a complete set of, all day's choice to get the 5-star pack, which is pretty cool.
I imagine at some point we see sets of some sort be used as a wild card. If it's like a
that'd be interesting.
defensive challenge, like if you have the make the stop challenge or make the stop set complete, you
It
bypass
just like
the challenge,
completes
basically.
that challenge or something instead
Yeah.
of
The legendary
Yeah.
or something like that.
yeah, or even just completes the entire challenge itself. That'd be cool. Like
Yeah.
where it's, you don't have to collect any of the players, you just have the set, which I mean, I think you would have the players if you had the set, but
Lock in the set at the beginning of the season, and you get X amount of points for the playbook for that entire season.
that'd be
Yep.
pretty cool. Yeah, as long as you don't sell any pieces of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go, and one of the things I've been saying is collecting, gamification. There needs to be some sort of balance. I think here, because at the beginning, look at the prices when we were just collectors. Look at the pricing with the gamification. If we marry those two and find somewhere in the middle of the high end at the beginning and the kind of where we are now, I think we kind of be in a good place. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how that would work, Genesis, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way for them to figure that out.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Last question here. Again, if you got one, now's the time. Last question, though, we'll go. How valuable is it to keep rare or legendaries as wild cards in the playbook? I think Stingray had something to say about this a little earlier. So let's. What's up? What do you think about that one?
I like the idea of it. It gets to be a point where maybe you're pricing out people, which they don't want to do. So the way that they reformatted playbook for this week, it seems like there's different tiers, even though they're not calling them tiers, is a good way to maybe have those rares and Legos as wild cards. But I don't think that completing full challenges with Legos or rares is going to be a thing of the future, just considering how exclusive maybe that club might be.
I could see that. And that's more of why, like, I'm I hate to say it, but I pulled that second field today. And I was like, oh, cool, I have one to sell, because I don't care how valuable they are necessarily at the moment, because
Right.
everything's so volatile up and down. Like, I'm going to keep one of them because
Yes.
it may be like, you need a Bears offensive rare as a wild card. I'm like, cool, I have one, even though I don't care about the moment itself.
Mhm.
Right.
And
So-
and just speaking personally, I mean, I haven't. So I went more collecting sets. I started dabbling in Legos, but then I went more towards set focused because Blaze really talked me into it, actually. But I haven't had to, because I've had the sets complete. I haven't had to use a rare, or it's not even a rare; it's a legendary. It's that question. I think should be the how valuable is it to keep Legos as wild cards? Because I haven't, unless I'm wrong, or maybe misspeaking, but I haven't seen a rare being used as a wild card. Have you? Is that
You
Yeah,
can
rares,
use that
rares were used.
it was rare or Lego?
sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes it was like if you had the rare of the third place person
Yep.
in the stat category,
Okay.
you could use that as opposed to a top 2 player.
Yep.
Okay. So I've only had to use the Lego one time, and it was my Mahomes Lego, and I have no idea why I even had to use it. The program just told me to put it in, and so I did.
That was the Herbert and Mahomes quarterback. You can use either there.
Oh yeah, if like I think didn't Herbert outthrow Mahomes, but you
Mhm.
could
By
use the
50 yards.
Lego of the other
Yep.
player. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the idea as a Lego holder, obviously, and I mean, a lot of my account value is locked up into Legos, so it would be cool to see some kind of like consistent wild card play. But I don't think that for the amount of money that's locked up into Legos, that a playbook reward is really the answer to like holding Legos at all, especially high value ones. Like there's a lot of users that have had have had Legos for a lot longer than myself and some other people, and the rewards that they're seeing is pretty legitimate. So them throwing them into playbook, I don't think is really the answer at all.
Right. I feel you.
But like tickets and pre-game stuff, I mean, that's more of in line of what an NFT is,
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
access.
All right, guys. So I think we're out of questions for now. Again, this was just going to be our Wednesday segment. We'll do an AMA just like this, hang out with you guys, answer some questions. Feel free afterwards, if you have any questions you think of later, to put in the comments of this video, and we'll cipher through them and try to bring them
Address
up
next
next
time.
Wednesday. Absolutely. Join us next time at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday, we're going to be doing our full length segment episode. So yeah, hang out with us then. But unless anybody else has anything for tonight, I think that was a good little AMA, and we're happy to do one every Wednesday.
Sunday
Yep.
show.
Good luck, everybody, with all your
What are we calling that? People, throw us some suggestions down in the comment. What are we naming these? So Sunday. I mean, I was already thinking in my head Sunday slate, but we can't directly rip off AD. So let's come on, guys, help us out here. Let's name our
Creativity.
Sunday show. Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for
Thanks,
tuning
Chris.
in.
Yep. Good luck with
Yeah.
your pack rips as always.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yep. Good luck on
Everybody
that.
get your rares and Legos.
Don't forget to
Absolutely.
buy a second Patrick Mahomes debut
And
at
don't forget to subscribe.
$1,100. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. We'll see you Sunday. Hopefully you
All
guys are
right.
coming out.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Cheers.